Two big breaking headlines out of Japan. A search is underway for survivors after a powerful earthquake rocked the western part of the country. At least 48 people are dead and parts of the country are still feeling aftershocks. And now Japan's transport minister says 5 Japanese Coast Guard crew members are dead after their plane collided with an airliner on a runway in Tokyo and burst into flames. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman joins me now from Tokyo with more on this. Matt, what's it like there right now?
It's very quiet behind me at Haneda Airport, Diane. There were thousands of people here early. I'll just give you a sense, because the airport had come to a complete standstill when that crash happened. But if you go outside those doors just over there, you can smell the acrid smoke of burning rubber and fuselage and whatever else was burning out there on that tarmac. And that explosion was just massive. You saw that plane. JL516, Airbus A350, a really big plane, a wide-body plane, coming down, and just as it landed, it collided, according to Japanese authorities, with a Japanese Coast Guard plane that had 6 crew members on board that was just entering the taxiway and basically plowed right through it. That's the genesis of the fireball, but it kept rolling. That bigger plane, the JL516, with 379 passengers and crew on board for hundreds and hundreds of yards. Flames under its belly, its nose on the ground because the landing gear had got taken out, and then it burst into flames. All of the passengers managed to get out, but firefighters spent hours and hours working to douse the flames until the plane completely disintegrated. But it is remarkable that not a single one of those passengers was hurt or killed in that collision. We understand from Japanese authorities that 5 of the 6 crew members on board that Japanese plane were or are believed to be missing or unaccounted for. That they're dead. That plane was delivering aid to the earthquake region west of where we are right now. Desperately needed aid there. There are still tens of thousands of people without electricity. Thousands of people remain cut off. There are believed to still be people trapped in buildings that have collapsed there. So these are really these twin tragedies here in Japan right now, Diane.
Matt, it's incredible looking at this video. Obviously tragic to have lost those Coast Guard members who are believed to be dead in this crash. But thinking about how many people were involved here, 379 people on board, the pilot as well of the other plane. We're looking at this video, flames everywhere. How are authorities explaining how they managed to get everybody off that airliner safely?
Part of it is just, I think, Japanese culture. People, one of the passengers who was a survivor told me that people were orderly, they were calm, they did as they were told, they got off the plane, and then they looked back and they saw this massive inferno, so many of them managing to film it. But he said that except for a couple of kids who were screaming, everybody was pretty calm and orderly. I think it's also a testament to the Airbus A350. It's a very large plane. This particular plane was only 2 years old, so very new in terms of airplanes, and it has a very good track record, as does Japanese Airlines. So they did exactly what they should have done. The passengers got off safely. We don't know why that Japanese Coast Guard plane was on the runway at the same time as that JL516 plane was landing. That is obviously going to be one of the subjects of this investigation that is going to take probably some time to unfold. But that's what they're going to look into. But it is, again, miraculous that all 379 of the passengers and crew made it out safe and alive from that plane, especially when you see those images.
Incredible. And Matt, Japanese officials say the Coast Guard, that plane, was on its way to Niigata, Japan to help with earthquake relief. What's the latest on the search and rescue efforts there?
So the earthquake hit at the very northern part of this Noto Peninsula, which is pretty far away and remote from where we are. It was a 7.6, obviously a massive quake. But again, Japan has very, very strong earthquake regulations, building codes, and it seems that there was less damage than you might have expected in almost any other country that had been hit by a 7.6. Still, we heard of passengers on bullet trains being stranded for many, many hours, passengers stranded at airports, roads are cracked, and many houses collapsed, especially the older ones that hadn't been refurbished according to the newest codes. And we understood that the people were trapped inside. So far, the death toll is at 48. We understand it's probably likely to climb as rescuers get to some of these more far-flung regions. And again, getting to them, getting to these roads that have been physically severed by the power of that quake is going to be the challenge for rescuers in the coming days. And by the way, there are still tremors all the time in that area, and they will subside in the coming days, but not that quickly. They will probably see tremors there for the coming weeks and months.
All right, Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman in Tokyo. Matt, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.